Flights to Puerto Vallarta are being turned back, diverted, and canceled today, including the ones flying out of Denver International Airport. This comes after the powerful and long-pursued head of the Jalisco New Generation cartel was killed during a Mexican military operation. And it's leaving travelers scrambling to figure out how they're going to get to where they need to go. Thanks so much for joining us today at 5. I'm Mark Salinger. Violence in the area has completely shut down the airport there in Mexico. 9 News reporter Janelle Finch spoke to people impacted here in Denver and down in Jalisco. She joins us live from DIA.
Southwest and United flights from DIA to Puerto Vallarta had to either be canceled or diverted today. The same goes for any flights coming out of the city into Denver. Some people missed out on vacations, while others are stuck in Mexico until further notice. You can have your bags all packed, make your train to the airport on time, even buckle up for your flight.
9:40 was takeoff.
And still end up right back where you started.
Yes.
Sisters Becky and Jessica Paulson shouldn't be standing at Union Station, but their plane to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico never took off.
Thankfully, they announced quickly that we were going to have to deboard because of security issues in Puerto Vallarta.
United Airlines put out an alert that civil unrest in Jalisco, Mexico would impact flights to and from Puerto Vallarta and Guadalajara. The head of a Mexican cartel was killed in a military operation, sparking violence across the region.
I have friends in Puerto Vallarta that are like, oh, it's not good. So it's not safe. And there's smoke everywhere.
Smoke Darren Dean,
right around 9 a.m.
could see from his home near the city center early this morning.
It was shortly after that we heard some big booms.
Dean lives in Lakewood, but was down in Mexico to take care of his father. He says in the 20 years of owning a home in Puerto Vallarta, he's never seen it look like this.
Everything we could see smoke-wise is within walking distance, and we've been to those areas. So it's sad.
He had his bags packed today, too, for Colorado.
As we're watching the smoke and hearing the booms and the explosions, I thought, well, we probably aren't going to go today, so I should try and rebook our flights.
Dean doesn't know when he'll be able to leave.
You know, there's some anxiety. I mean, I've been out. We came inside, closed the drapes, shut the doors.
He hopes when the fires are put out, he'll be able to recognize the Puerto Vallarta he's known for the last 20 years.
Every day we call it paradise.
The Paulsons say while they're disappointed that they're missing out on their vacation, seeing images that people are dealing with down there, like Dean, makes them feel safe to be at home. Live from DIA, Janelle Finch, 9 News.
And no word yet on when those flights to Puerto Vallarta, at least from Denver, will start operating again. Janelle Finch reporting. Thank you. The Department of Homeland Security has reversed its decision to temporarily suspend two of the most widely used travel security programs in the U.S., TSA PreCheck as well as Global Entry. Last night, DHS had said that the security programs would shut down as part of the partial government shutdown. However, this morning, the TSA said the PreCheck program is operational as usual. A very quick reversal there. TSA added that staffing changes would be evaluated on a case-by-case basis. Meanwhile, DHS employees deemed essential, including an estimated 63,000 TSA agents, have continued to work through this partial government shutdown without pay. Turning now to the weather, we're heading into a work week that is warm again. It does not feel like February in Colorado. Last week's mountain snow turning now more into another 70s and 60s in the city for the next week. But there is another chance of snow come next weekend. Corey Reppenhagen joining us now. And Corey, there's also a chance of gold medals here in Colorado as well.
Big time gold medals. Man, I was 6 years old the last time we took the gold medal in hockey. So this is huge. So I'm supporting my boys. Hey, I'm breaking out the jersey. I'm breaking out all the proud American attire today. So the Americans and the Canadians that are part of the Avalanche team were originally scheduled to fly into New York City here, but this big storm out here may divert them down to Florida, but they'll make it back here, and we'll have 6 Avalanche players with Olympic gold. We've got mostly sunny skies. We've had these high, thin clouds drifting across the state of Colorado today, but that didn't really impact too much much in the way of the weather. Right now, temperatures at 47 at DIA, 49 at 9 News here in downtown Denver. And the official high today in Denver was 53 degrees, so a little bit warmer than yesterday. And tomorrow's lows won't be quite as cold as they were this morning, maybe staying above 20 degrees here in Denver, and some single digits and some teens across the high country. Here's your next 3 days right here in Denver. We're going to be much warmer now. We get a little bit of a warming trend. 66 tomorrow, mostly sunny, kind of calm, and then the winds will start to kick up in the foothills on Tuesday. Those downsloping winds may help us get up to 70 degrees or tie that record at 71. And then we're looking at some pretty windy conditions here in the city on Wednesday. So I'll talk about that coming up in the forecast, which is in just a few minutes.
We'll talk more about that game in just a second as well. Now to Florida, U.S. Secret Service shot and killed an armed man at Mar-a-Lago early this morning. The President and First Lady were at the White House in Washington, D.C. at the time of the incident. Authorities say the man unlawfully entered the secure perimeter of Trump's Florida compound at about 1:30 a.m. The man appeared to be carrying a shotgun and a fuel can, according to the Secret Service. Secret Service and a deputy there with the sheriff's office confronted the man when he reportedly raised the shotgun at agents who shot and killed the man.
At this time, no law enforcement personnel were injured during the incident. We want to be clear, the President of the United States was not in the state of Florida.
The suspect's identity has not been released yet, but 2 law enforcement sources identified him to NBC News as a 21-year-old man from North Carolina. Meanwhile, back here in Colorado, Republican Congressman Jeff Hurd, who represents Colorado's 3rd congressional district, is responding to the president after Trump withdrew his endorsement of Hurd yesterday. It comes after Hurd was one of 6 Republicans who joined Democrats earlier this month to pass a resolution to repeal Trump's tariffs on Canada. In a post on X this morning, Hurd said in part, quote, "Every vote I cast is guided by what is best for the district and the long-term strength of our country." He continued saying that leadership requires independent judgment and the willingness to stand on principle. Trump is now endorsing a long-shot GOP challenger, Hope Scheppelman. With Trump's endorsement, anything in this race is now possible, especially if the money from the RNC and the national money starts flowing into Colorado. After months of discussion, Aurora City Council will have their first vote on new licensing requirements for vape and tobacco shops in the city. This would add on to existing state licensing. Advocates are citing research that shows that minors are getting tobacco in the city too easily. One part of the enhanced licensing in the ordinance is stricter enforcement and compliance checks, but a subsection would require all items to have FDA authorization to be sold, which some shop owners are worried will make their shelves kind of bare. City documents are quick to point that this is not a flavor ban like Denver. Aurora City Council will vote during their meeting tomorrow at 6 o'clock.